Okay, you have watched one video on finding the final price with purchase price and tax, and a man on that video showed you one example. Let's talk about this a little bit more. Sales tax is used for a lot of things to fund things for the state, like education and roads and different things, and also things within Beaufort County, like the different parks and that kind of thing are funded by taxes. And we've talked about that in a previous lesson. So now we're just going to talk about how about North Carolina, how does this work? So Beaufort County has the following. There's a North Carolina sales tax rate of 4.75%. When you buy something at the store, 4.75% is added to your bill, and it goes to North Carolina to pay sales tax, and that tax is paid for things that are North Carolina government takes care of. Beaufort County sales tax is at a rate of 2%. Excuse me. I had to sneeze. Beaufort County sales tax is a rate of 2%, and that money goes to it. And this is the total tax you pay on its own non-food items, because we'll talk about that in a minute. So it's 6.75% altogether. So if you go purchase something at Walmart that is a non-food item, they're going to add 6.75% to your bill for taxes that you're paying for the sale of that item, and that amount goes to our local and state governments. If you look at Pitt County, their tax rate, the North Carolina sales tax rate doesn't change, but sometimes the local does. So Pitt County tax rate's a little bit higher than Beaufort's, just a tad bit, 0.25% higher. So if you go to Pitt County and buy something, your tax rate's going to be 7% on an item. So it's just a tad bit higher. Okay, so if you look at Craven County, it's the same as ours, and Martin is the same as Pitt. Now, some bigger counties, like Durham, as you see in this picture, and Orange County, they have the highest tax rate in the state, and they charge an extra 0.5% for public transportation. So places that provide, like Charlotte and Raleigh, that have the public buses, people do pay a small amount to ride those buses, but the rest of it is paid for by tax dollars. And that is why each person, when you purchase something in those counties, you pay an extra little 0.5%, which goes to those public transportation costs. So this is an example from Florida, and this is a receipt. And so when you go to the store, start looking at your receipt, and you will see what is happening here. You have what's called a subtotal. That's how much all your purchases are together. Then you have your taxes. So in Florida, you'll see they have a sales tax of 6.5%. Then they have that 0.5% tax for public transportation. So you can notice that on that receipt. But there's certain foods in North Carolina, like your basic essentials, that are only charged the 2% local sales tax. But other foods like dietary supplements, food sold through a vending machine, prepared food, certain bakery items, soft drinks, and candy are charged the full tax rate. So when you go to, like, this is a Walmart receipt. This person spent a lot of money. This is not my receipt. So you have some subtotals there, and you have two tax rates, the 6.75% and the 2%. So some of their items were just food items that they purchased that were essential food items that we only get charged 2%, the local tax rate for our food items. So you will notice that it's broken down into two different percentages on some receipts. Some of you use food stamps for your purchases and no tax is taken out. So right here you will see that you have a subtotal. It's the same as the other total. There's zero tax. So when you are doing a food stamp purchase, because that's already money that is provided, food stamps are also provided to people in need using tax money, so they're not taxed again. So let's take an example. Let's say that we're going to purchase this bed in a bag comforter set from Walmart, and it's $89.99. Well, it is a non-food item, so our tax percent in North Carolina is 6.75%. But we want to change that percent to a decimal. So just to remind you, we're going to divide 6.75% by 100 is one way to change the percent to a decimal, or moving the decimal 2 places to the left, like in this picture. That will also change it to a decimal. So what we are multiplying by on our, and you can use a calculator, of course, is 0.0675. So when you multiply that together, what it comes out to be is 6.074325. That's what showed up on my calculator screen. But what you need to remember is that money is in dollars and cents out of 100. So we only want to go to the hundredths place. So that's $6.07. But we have to look at the thousandths place, which in this case is a 4. If that number is 5 or lower than 5, then we're going to leave this $6.07. If this third decimal place, the thousandths place, is a 5 or higher, we would add a cent to our tax. So the tax on $89.99, we add the sales tax, 6.07. And so if we add this up, the final price is $96.06. So remember in the last video that you have your original price, which is $89.99. Then we have to find the sales tax and add that on. So the sales tax times the original price added to the original price. So we talked about that last time, original in the last video. The original price plus the tax equals the final tax. And the way you find tax is do the tax rate times the original price. So I did the tax rate times the original price, and I added it back to what the original cost of the item was. And that gives me my final with tax. Here's another item. It's an Apple 11-inch iPad Pro. Again, this is a Walmart, straight from the Walmart site. So this iPad Pro is $849.99. Again, our tax rate is 6.75%. And so to change it to a decimal, I either divide it by 100 or move it 2 places to the left. So I'm multiplying by 0.0675. So I'm going to put that in a calculator, $849.99 times 0.0675. And that is 57.374325. Remember, we want the dollar amount and the cents out of 100. We look at this 4, the third decimal place, the thousandths place. And since it is not 5 or higher, it will stay at $849.99. It will stay at $57.37 for the tax. And we add that up. That's 9 and 7, 16, carry the 1. That's 10 and 13, carry the 1. It's 10 and 7, 17, and carry the 1. That's 9, 10, 0, and carry the 1. So the final price that you will pay for this with tax is $907.36. So again, you're going to take the original price times the tax rate to get your tax, and that tax is added back to the price of the item for your final price. Here's the last example, and this is a pot set from Walmart. And again, it's 6.7, and as you see back here, 6.75%. Move it 2 places to the left, 0.0675. I'll put that in my handy dandy calculator, 116.99 times 0.0675. And that is 7.89685. So here's my dollar amount, $7.89. But that third decimal place, the thousandths place, is higher than a 5. So when I get my tax added, it's going to be rounded. So I'm actually going to have, instead of $7.89, it'll be $7.90. So this sales tax moves up from $7.89 to $7.90 because the third decimal place is a 5 or higher. So we add this together, 9, that's 18, carry the 1, 13, 14, carry a 1. So that's $124.89 would be the final price that I would be paying with tax. So when you go to the store, the thing to realize is that you got to remember that you're going to be paying tax on your item. So if you have an amount you want to spend and you go into the store and you say, oh, I can afford that, I have $20 and that price is $19.99. No, because when you add the sales tax on it, it'll go over. So let's just look at some examples with other tax rates. So we have 48.23, and the tax rate's 7.2%. 2 places to the left, 0.072. 48.23 times 0.072. Use a calculator to do that math. Because of the decimal places, it's 3.47256. Here's my dollar amount. 2 is not higher than 5. So it will be the 48.23 plus the 347. 10, carry the 1. 7, 11, carry the 1. $51.70. Okay, how about 95.54, and the tax rate is 0.85%. Again, 2 places to the left. Means I'm going to take 95.54, multiply 0.085 to 95.54 times 0.085, and that gives me 8.1209. So that's $8.12, and there's a 0 after it, so it's going to stay $8.12. So 95.54, $8.12, 6 and 6, 13, carry the 1, $103.66. So $12.31, 2% tax. Here's the decimals after it. Moving it 2 places to the right is 0.02. So it's 1231 times 0.02. That's 0.2462. Here's my money, 24 cents, but that 6 is higher than 5, so I got to move up. My tax will go up to 25 cents instead of 24. And that's $12.50. Now, some of you, if you get the worksheet from your teacher and you're in class with your teacher and they're handing out a worksheet, these are the first 3 problems for that worksheet, and then you have some to do on your own. So if you write these down as examples on that sheet, then you can go from there and try some on your own. Thank you, and have a great day.